Good morning everybody, welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great and welcome to this new video right here on Ethereum. We're going to do a full update. I wanted to touch upon some fundamentals and some news that I think is relevant, but then we will mostly focus on the technicals and talking about a potential breakout. Alright, because Ethereum, as expected, if you watch my previous videos, we were able to reclaim this level right here, the 382 FIB at 2540. We did that yesterday with decent volume, but then I mean it's obviously it was a Sunday, and well the volume was decent, but the volume was decent for a weekend, right? And the volume was quite low for normal price action. But we were able, as you can see right here, to get a good reaction from the fair value gap. From there we started to auction higher. You can see the value area high of yesterday's value was right here. We opened higher. So far we've held that very beautifully as well. So everything looks very good for Ethereum, which was also to be expected, right? I mean, what I said yesterday is that, I mean, we talked about both possibilities, right? But I did tell you that I thought it was most likely that we would get a bullish breakout / reclaim, because you can call it both. Also, not that much of we had a naked POC right here. We did not have that much of a strong reaction to that. So purely technically, at this point of time, everything for Ethereum is looking great. So let's talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Let's first talk about some fundamentals, because ultimately that is important as well, especially if we want to break out, right? Because we are nearing this major resistance level at 2645, which is not only the value area high of the range that we've been in since the beginning of May, but it's also the yearly rolling VWAP. So to break above to break above that, we need a lot of strength. Right. First of all, fundamentally, we need stability. So there's a lot of, headlines about tariffs and trade deals again. We cannot have massively bearish news regarding those. If that happens, we will definitely not break out, and we will just respect the trend or respect the structure, which is not a trend, but still a structure. And we might spike up higher, maybe fill that naked POC right here at 2750, but then from there we'll pull back, right? And at this point of time, I have to say that this is most likely, and the key reason for that is that the only way I think we could have a major breakout like this is if we have some major bullish fundamentals or a lot of volume pushing Ethereum up. And at this point of time, we don't have that, right? We don't have that similarly to what we had right here at the beginning of June. I think then we had a real chance to break out, but then we had bearish news. And Ethereum never really recovered from that. And we are seeing that Ethereum is getting some beautiful ETF inflows, and that's great to see. And yesterday we also had some developments about a gas limit that's being set, and that was approved in the last couple of days. So fundamentally, I mean, Ethereum, I'm getting more and more of a fan of Ethereum compared to the last couple of years. But I mean, we can also break out later in the year, right? And at this point of time, I'm not convinced. I am convinced with the recent price action that we can remain stable, and that, like I said, we can actually, spike up a little bit higher and maybe temporarily break above the yearly rolling VWAP. However, I don't see a reason on the higher time frames that we can have a massive breakout above this entire resistance level around 2800 as well. So short term, I'm still bullish. I think volatility is something you should be aware of, though, especially when the market opens again after such a long weekend. So be aware of that. But ultimately, short term, I think we can rally higher. I think we can get into that value area high. I think we can break out a little bit above that. But a sustained breakout I do not expect, and ultimately I think we will revert back into the range. But those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know regarding Ethereum for today. So if you're interested in more Ethereum videos, consider subscribing. But that's it for now. So thank you for watching. Take care and bye.